How do you stop being a lazy useless piece of shit? First step, don't hate on yourself so much. You're never going to realize your potential and worth if you put yourself down. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to feel like shit. We all experience this, and for the time and climb we live in, it's fairly standard. Try and do a little bit better every day. Brush your teeth, floss, make your bed, do the dishes, stand when you eat instead of sitting. Don't take your phone to the toilet, drink water. The little things will snowball. Once you prove to yourself that you can take care of the little shit, the big shit just becomes groups of small shit. Second step, find something you want to do. If the only thing you want to do is not be a piece of shit, the fire will die quickly. But if you want to be in great shape, or learn an instrument, or play D&D, or hike X mountains, or write a shitty 500-page thriller, or play bar trivia, and be good at it, you'll find that as a consequence of these pursuits you drop the piece of shit along the way. I recently joined a gym, but I needed some kind of motivation to actually go, so I told myself, there's a B-dubs nearby. If you go to the gym you can go get some buffalo wings right afterwards. It's been such a good motivator that sometimes I just skip the gym and go straight to B-dubs. What honestly worked for me was following the 5-second rule. Whenever you need to do something, but don't feel like it, immediately start counting down from 5, and once you get to 1 just start doing it. It sounds dumb but works. Realize that motivation is trash and you'll never feel motivated, except to do things that feel easy. Look up Mel Robbins on YouTube. She explains it perfectly. Find something that pisses you off and get engaged to change it. 4 years ago I decided I'd quit bitching and moaning about climate change, and I would fucking act. So I got $20 and a shovel and started down a path that would change my life forever. I planted a fruit tree on my useless grass lawn. 4 years later I have a full-blown food forest, and I'm continuing to expand. It's been fascinating to see what was previously a dead lawn is now a thriving ecosystem. The bees came, the birds came, the squirrels and rabbits came, the deer came, but then the foxes and owls and hawks came, and even some wolves and coyotes. I'm now pushing out further and further, taking down dead monoculture cedar stand and weed pits, and putting up food systems. I'm digging ponds and putting water in for all the animals that now live on my land. I have surplus food that I donate to food drives. I even have agriculture groups that found out about my place and wanted to tour my property this fall. All because I decided to stop being a lazy ass, get up off it, and plant a damn tree. In doing so, I found my passion and even my purpose in life. Not to be a good father and good husband, but rather to engage people, to help me save the planet and get more food growing on trees. Help decentralize the food system. I have people from all over the world who watch my videos who tell me that they started systems on their properties on the other side of the planet, all because they watched my videos. It's humbling, and it's amazing what one small act can start. Stand up, right now. Look down at your hands. Listen to your breath. Feel your heart pumping within you. You're alive, here on one of the few tiny scraps of rock in this vast universe where you're possible, where anything like you is possible. For 3 billion years, your ancestors have escaped meteorites and ice ages, volcanoes, and floods, droughts, and predators and viruses and fire and earthquake. They have seen the moon draw away, and the earth spinning slow, the continents cool and the atmosphere fill with water and oxygen. Throughout all those long eons, those tiny mindless cells became fish and reptiles and then mammals. They cooperated, competed, killed, lived. They became humans, and through the long march of history they have survived the wars and pogroms, been heroes and villains, thieves, saints, cannibals, doctors. Every strategy and choice and lucky break is in you, summarized and concentrated. You are the last link in a chain, forged across billions of years. You inherit a crown passed through untold generations of winners. You are impossible. You are a miracle. Look around you. Look at the world we have made, full of knowledge distilled from painstaking examination and wisdom hard won by a billion survivors and veterans and saints. Look at how far we have all come. Look at the people around you, all asleep to the greatness within them. Close your hand, open it. You have so many choices. You can do so much. Your time is drawing to an end. Who will tell your story? What will they say? You can pass the torch. You can stand in glory. I know you can. Because every atom within you has been present for countless victories. You wear a shape sculpted through countless trials. Your thoughts echo down the hallways of a mind designed to master the problems of this world. You are the end of a billion journeys. You are the summit of a mount older than the stones. You are the victory. You are the reason. You are, and you shall be. Go now. Go forward, to shape the wonders and tales of the world that will follow you. Add a brick to the monument of civilization. Honor the web of life that has made you. Bring life and love into a world that has offered the same to you. Your time is here. Your victory comes soon. Go. Positive reinforcement, my dude. Take pride and feel good about the good choices you make. Don't criticize or condemn the bad decisions. Bad decisions help you learn and make better decisions in the future. Delete Reddit. Try laying the opposite way on the couch today while eating and watching daytime TV. Stop calling yourself a useless lazy piece of shit. Things seem overwhelming if you've let them build up and avoided them for a while. Responsibilities like chores and a job are bills you eventually have paid to yourself in the form of labor. You can't fix it all in one day. It takes time. I was where you were for a long time. Feeling like I was worthless, lazy, etc. Take it a step at a time. Example, dishes piled so high that you can't even get to the sink because you've been wallowing in depression for 6 months and haven't left your bed except to pee and maybe eat. Clear out one side of the sink one day. The next day, wash a few things in that newly clear sink. Do a little every day, even if it's only a couple of items. Eventually you'll get to a point where you notice the pile getting smaller and smaller. The key is not to beat yourself up over not getting it all done at once, but letting yourself feel good that you did something rather than nothing. Depends on what is causing you to be a lazy, useless piece of shit. Sometimes that's caused by an absolute lack of motivation, which can in turn be caused by depression, dysthymia, or a restrictive environment that won't let you even look for your calling. In this case, therapy is the best fix and medication a useful tool. Sometimes that happens because your anxiety pushes you towards avoidance through paralyzation and you don't even realize. In that case, therapy and medication. Sometimes you're like that because, frankly, you really enjoy it, and the real problem is the people around you making you believe it is wrong to live your life that way, even if it is functional to you. Maybe you just were never taught how to be proactive, and you require to modify your personality. Or maybe you are self-sabotaging due to a system of dysfunctional beliefs. Maybe you're not lazy, but actually tired. Maybe you aren't eating well enough, or not drinking enough water, or you have restless sleep due to stress, anxiety, or something else, and you really are tired. Or maybe you really mentally tired, and really do need the rest. Step 1 would be figuring out why you are a lazy, useless piece of shit. Practice being productive every single day. Recognize that motivation is fleeting, but discipline persists. Compartmentalize your tasks. Do you have cleaning to do? Make a checklist and check off the items as you do them. It'll feel like you're getting more done. Figure out what you want in life. Don't focus on all the ways you can feel bad about yourself. Negative people around you will, but ignore them. Instead, focus on something positive you want to see happen, then orient your efforts around that. Ultimately, if you try to use guilt to motivate yourself, it will work a little, but you just end up being dissatisfied because you resent yourself and see yourself as your own enemy. If instead you have some positive things to work toward, then you can see work as a good thing. Sure, work has unpleasant aspects, that's why it's called work, but they're a lot easier to handle if you can relate it back to something you want. For example, think about scrubbing the shower. One way of looking at it is to think, I only scrub the shower once a month at most, but what you're supposed to do is scrub it every week. So damn it, I suck. Why can't I just get off my ass and do this basic thing that other, more responsible people do? Another way is to think, hey, I remember once how much nicer it was when I had that shower clean. I would walk into the bathroom and that it was clean. And it was satisfying, and maybe I felt in control, and I want that feeling again, and scrubbing the shower is how I'm going to get there. One way you may be able to relate better to positive feelings about work is to think about a hobby where you put in a ton of effort, but it doesn't feel like work. For example, ever spent 10 hours plugging away getting better at a video game? It probably wasn't an entirely pleasant process. Maybe you skipped a meal, your body or your eyes got tired, etc. But that didn't stop you, and you did all that because you wanted to beat that level, or whatever. Your work lined up with the goal you set for yourself, so you had no problem doing that work.